Jaclyn Hill dragged again for multiple reasons.
Chrissy Teigen slams TV host over Parasite racist comment.
And Cameron Boyce and Luke Perry were left out of the Oscars broadcast Memoriam.
All that and more on today's Daily Hollywood Rundown.
Happy Monday, guys. Welcome to today's episode of the Daily Hollywood Rundown. Happy Oscars Monday, I should say. I'm Sussan Morad.
Well, I guess post-Oscars, since Oscars is... We were talking a lot about Oscars. I do understand what you're saying. I'm Emile Ennis Jr., and you know what it's time for. If you are a faithful watcher of DHR, it's time for... The Monday DHR. The Monday DHR. The Monday DHR.
Whoa, that's nice.
I think we gave him something to really appreciate and enjoy. If you want more of that quality content, what you can do is click that subscribe button. And I have so much saliva in my mouth today.
I know, I heard it this morning. Oh.
Click that bell after you click the subscribe button and leave comments in the comment section below. We would really appreciate it. And let's just get into the tea.
Let's just get into the tea, kicking it off with an Oscars recap. The 92nd annual Oscars were last night, and of course, when it comes to award shows, there is so much to discuss. From the fashion, to the winners, to the viral moments, and even the after parties. But we've covered a lot of that on our news feed, so if you want full in-depth coverage, go check that out. But today we're going to talk about some of the most talked about moments from the night that were trending on Twitter. We have to start with Billie Eilish. The camera panned to her so many times during the show, but there was one moment where it panned to her and some people thought she was shading Maya Rudolph and Kristen Wiig. During their impromptu musical moment, Billie totally cringed and Twitter had a lot to say. Here's the moment in question. And people on Twitter had some thoughts. One person wrote, "Seems Billie was a little rude." Another said, "She's too new to be making that kind of face disrespecting talented actors." But others came to her defense and wrote, quote, "Guys, I think she saw herself in the camera, so that's why she made that face. Jeez, calm down." Parasite had a lot of people talking as such a huge winner from the night, but we'll get to that soon. Eminem had everyone confused when he appeared and did a surprise performance of Lose Yourself. Hair Love won for Best Animated Short and had Twitter singing its praises because of what the short represents and the huge accomplishment. Joaquin Phoenix and Renee Zellweger both took home the biggest awards of the night for Best Actor and Actress, but their speeches went viral. We could go on and on and on, but check out our full coverage on Newsfeed after DHR. The Oscars, it's the end of awards season. I'm not ready to say it's the end. I feel like we're still going to be talking about it for at least a week.
I mean, you stay busy during award season. Susan does all these red carpets and just interviews all these stars, and like usually I'm just at home like relaxing. But no, it was a great award season. I really loved. I enjoyed the show. I will say I enjoyed the show.
I enjoyed the show, and I feel like this year we were really spoiled for choice when it came to films and TV shows, because there were so many good ones. You know, some years there's like some really good ones, and then you're like, eh. But they were all really good, so it was really tough with the actors.
It was
with
tough
the films.
this year, but I will say I love when there's a film that surprises you. And early in the award season, I watched Parasite, and I remember when I finished that film, I was like, holy boop! And so if you don't know, Parasite won a ton of awards, including director Bong Joon-ho.
Yes.
But Susan's gonna tell you a story right now because everybody wasn't happy and Chrissy Teigen and John Legend clapped back.
As we just discussed, the film Parasite and the team cleaned up, winning 4 Oscars, including the coveted Best Picture Oscar, as well as Best Director for Bong Joon-ho, Best International Feature Film, and Best Original Screenplay. Parasite has been cleaning up this entire awards season, and the win makes Parasite the very first ever foreign language film in the ceremony's 92-year history to take out the top prize. So a huge congratulations from all of us. And as with a lot of award shows, as we've discussed, sometimes the people of the internet are thrilled with the winners and sometimes they are not. But that doesn't mean they then go out and slam the people that actually did win. However, that wasn't the case for a particular TV host. John Miller, a Blaze TV host, yesterday took to Twitter and complained that Parasite and Bong Joon-ho won Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars with a tweet saying, "A man named Bong Joon-ho wins Oscar for Best Original Screenplay over Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and 1917. Acceptance speech was, great honor, thank you. Then he proceeds to give the rest of his speech in Korean. These people are the destruction of America. As you can imagine, people were not here for this insensitive and racist rant, and the people of Twitter let him hear it with tweets like, "Seems like you got the attention you were so pathetically thirsty for. Well done." And imagine living such a charmed life that your biggest fear is Korean screenwriters speaking their native language, as well as an account called Racism Watchdog tweeting, "Bark, bark, 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 bark," and so on. And it looks like he certainly got the attention he wanted, as his tweet got the attention of the queen of Twitter clapbacks, Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy replied to John's tweet saying, quote, "What a dumb tool you are. Your family is embarrassed. At gatherings, they're literally like, 'How's John doing, that little dumb tool?' And everyone goes, 'Yeah, we don't care. He's a dumb Come say hi if you're out tonight.'" Chrissy never comes to play, and yes, she said that. Thank you, Chrissy, for all that you do on Twitter. John Legend was also sharing his 2 cents, also tweeting at John saying, "Do they pay you for these dumb takes, or is this just something you do for fun?" The responses to Chrissy and John's tweets were gold. You can check them out in the threads yourself. John Miller, the host, did try to justify his original tweet with a follow-up tweet, but a lot of people were not here for it when he said, quote, "These people are obviously not Koreans, but those in Hollywood awarding a foreign film that stokes flames of class warfare over 2 films I thought were more deserving, simply to show how woke they are." There is no room or time for people like this in my life, on the internet, things that are just insensitive and wrong to say. If your favorite actor or favorite film doesn't win an award, that doesn't give anybody the right to go out there and slam the people who did win, and rightly so.
Yeah, I think when it comes to taking a loss, it's okay to be passionate about that loss, and it's okay to have an opinion believing that you think something else or someone else deserves something. Specifically for Parasite, Grant, I did want Parasite to win, but for Parasite, I think what I loved about it was so creative, and it had a shock value of something that you weren't expecting. And if we're talking about the best picture overall, I think it really came out of nowhere, and I don't think it's something where, I hate when people say like people are voting for something politically or like to send a message. I think it was just a great film.
Yeah,
it was a great film.
It was a great film, and they won 4 Oscars.
Right.
Because it was a great film, and like we said earlier, there were so many great films this year, and every year, like, not everyone's team that they're rooting for wins, but that doesn't...
to be nominated is a huge accomplishment.
Honor,
so at least you got that. I'm sorry that your films didn't win, but boo-hoo. All right, so we're still talking about Oscars because there was something else that a lot of people were talking about, the In Memoriam. So of course, every single year at award shows, especially the Oscars, they always honor those celebrities and actors who have fallen over the past year. And this year is no different. Billie Eilish actually did the In Memoriam tribute. She sang a cover of the Beatles yesterday, and it was stunning. I loved it. But a lot of people noticed that 2 very well-known stars who passed away in 2019 were completely left out of the slideshow. Riverdale's Luke Perry and Descendants star Cameron Boyce. So Luke died shortly after last year's Oscar ceremony on March 4th at age 52 after suffering a stroke. And Cameron died after suffering complications from epilepsy just before his final appearance on Disney's Descendants 3 last summer. Now, Sky Jackson took to Twitter to express her disappointment, saying, "Cameron Boyce, why'd you guys forget about him? It would have been nice if he was acknowledged." And people were extremely upset over Luke's absence from the In Memoriam as well, especially because he had a role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which was nominated for numerous awards and even took home a couple of Oscars. One user tweeted, "Shame on the Academy for not including Luke Perry in the In Memoriam tribute, seeing as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was the last film he made before he passed, and it was up for Best Picture. I have no words other than I'm disappointed." However, after doing some extensive digging and also observing angry fans' comments online, it just so happens that both Luke and Cameron were included in the In Memoriam slideshow on the official ABC Oscars website. So basically you have to scroll through 163 pictures to see them remembered. And honestly, I think this kind of made people even more upset because it's like, oh, you remembered to put them on the website, but you couldn't include them in the actual
broadcast,
TV. Yeah. So I understand why people were upset, and you know, some people were saying they believe for Cameron it was because he was more of a Disney star as opposed to a film star, which I don't think excuses anything. No. But specifically, I really understand the outrage of Luke because he was in a Oscar-nominated film. So
exactly, multiple nominations.
Both of them deserve to be in there.
Both of them deserve to be in there. I don't know what, I was thinking about this as well, and I thought, I wonder what what's the process of them deciding who makes it into the broadcast versus making it on the website? Because I'd be really interested to know how they decide, and it would be great if they could include everyone, really. I mean, the Oscars show is long. I think that, we could definitely add that in.
Yeah.
Okay, Emile, so other than the Oscars, there's been some other things that have gone down this weekend, in particular with some of our favorite YouTubers, including Jaclyn Hill.
Yeah, so Jaclyn Hill, there is drama again, and this time it's over a palette leak, kind of. So it all started with a tweet that has now been deleted, but it said, "Not sure if this palette is from your past collab with Morphe, or did I just get ripped off?" That person then tweeted, "Y'all, this palette was not sent to me in PR, nothing like that. I bought it on OfferUp last night. I knew she had a palette already with Morphe, but I seen this one and thought it would be a knockoff." Well, obviously Jaclyn got wind of this and responded on her socials. She said, "Having my palette leaked and that moment taken away from me really sucks, but I'm going to embrace this palette that I worked so hard on. I hope you love it as much as I do." And although many fans are congratulating her, some are not here for it. One person tweeted, "Jaclyn, I'm sorry your palette leaked, but why even collab with Morphe? Build up your own company that you've been working on. You deserve it and you don't need Morphe." Someone else tweeted, "Why did Jaclyn Hill do yet another collab with Morphe when she literally has her own brand?" And one user actually shared a screenshot of Jackie's response to a fan who had a similar question on Instagram. In the response, you can see Jaclyn say, "Just because I have my own brand doesn't mean I can't collaborate with other brands as well. Morphe gives me the ability to offer 35 shadows for an extremely affordable price. If you don't want to support my collab, you don't have to. Just keep scrolling." But that's not all. Some users are going as far as to claim that the products have been sitting in a warehouse since 2018, based off a photo that's been going around on Twitter and Reddit. It just seems like she cannot catch a break when it comes to this. I personally just think, and I know obviously she has to do all this to make her money and things like that, I just think she needs like a year long, like an actual break from everything for a year. Just relax, get away from this, because I just think we need a hard reset.
Yeah, and I feel like she's spoken out a lot about going through some really hard times with anxiety and depression, and I feel sorry for her because, like you said, she can't catch a break, and it feels like no matter what she does, she's under the microscope, and there's always going to be some little thing that someone can find that's going to potentially get blown out of proportion because of the drama that's happened in the past. So yeah, I definitely think a reset would definitely, hopefully, help with that. Oh, Emile, what time is it?
It is, I won't make the joke, but it's time for the final.
Is it the final rundown? It's time for the final rundown. I made sure we did the final rundown because I didn't want the asset to cover Emile's lovely little.
All
right, that's enough of that. Enough of that.
Now.
Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth avoided a awkward running at an Oscars party. Miley and Liam were both spotted at the WME pre-Oscars bash, and according to Cosmo, the ex-couple largely ignored each other as best as possible. But things got a little bit more awkward when Miley's parents, Billy Ray and Tish Cyrus, showed up. A source said, quote, "They stayed away from each other. Liam left when Miley and her parents got there. Miley's parents were staying separate from Liam and were hanging out in the back area of the party. They avoided him but didn't seem they had any beef with him. Miley also didn't seem to be bothered by the fact that Liam was there because he left as soon as she walked in." Keeping things very cool.
Yes, but we must move on to Olivia Jade, who had some interesting documents come out. So Olivia Jade's resume has been revealed, and it has a lot of fake rowing credits. So the document released by federal prosecutors doesn't name which daughter, but the high school graduation date listed for the unnamed girl is 2018, which aligns with Olivia Jade. Now the resume claims that the girl was an award-winning crew athlete, even though neither daughter is believed to have ever participated in that sport. It even boasts about gold medal wins as far back as 2014, and adds that said daughter is highly talented and has been successful in both men's and women's boats. All right.
Don't really know what to say about that. Just it speaks for itself. Moving on to our next story about Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. That's right, Jeffree Star teases a new makeup video with Shane. He took to Twitter and teased an upcoming video he's filmed with Shane, tweeting, "OMG, Shane Dawson just came over and we're gonna film a beauty video tonight for my channel." Woo! Woo! And Shane also responded with a pig, love heart, and star emoji, so something pretty cool is coming very soon. All right, you guys, that is it for today's episode of the Daily Hollywood Rundown. Very inspired by the Oscars. End of award season. But like we said, there's probably going to be a lot more stories that come out this week that are following on from the Oscars. But I really want to know, What was your favorite Oscars moment? Did your favorite star film win an award? Was your favorite film or star, did they miss out? I want to know what your take is on the Oscar awards this year.
I felt something in my lip.
I'm like, what are you laughing at?
Well, I was like pulling. Sometimes I forget I'm on camera, so I was
like,
like,
just scared to look at you because
just
then
looking.
I was like, I don't.
When you see this back, you'll see I'm like in my own zone over here, just picking stuff off my lips. Anyway, I want to know because Susan and I dressed up a little bit today, so we want to know what was some of your favorite fashion looks.
Ooh.
And we covered. I wasn't there, but we did Dirty Laundry last night.
Exactly.
And you have to see all of Clevver's fashion looks, but also have them break down all the. I mean, they broke down.
We broke down
Monday.
some of our favorite looks. There were so many, we couldn't include all of them,
Yeah.
but it's a really funny episode of Dirty Laundry on Clevver Style, so head over to that.
Check that out.
After you check this out, and also check out, like, there's going to be a few things, so stick around. We'll tell you in a few seconds what to check out.
And then we'll be back here tomorrow.
But hold on, like I was just saying, we got a lot of things for you to catch up on. Like Saturday's episode of Celebrity Lowdown. It's right over here.
Yeah, and also, guys, if you click right over there, you can also subscribe and also.
So many things.
Also.
So many things.